Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. I am doing just great. So I've got the Wilkinson's Telecaster completed, way ahead schedule. I kind of figured I would be done with this sometime in the middle of next month, but no, it just everything fell into place and it worked out pretty good. So why did I call this a Wilkinson Telecaster? Well, it's not because it's a kick guitar. It's not because it's a kick guitar that Wilkinson's made. I don't even know if Wilkinson's actually makes kick guitars. I got out of the kick guitar stuff a long time ago. It's because all the parts, well, not all the parts, but most of the parts and between hardware and electronics are Wilkinson's on this. And I went over and kind of got a parts list plus a price of the parts list. So when I start my bidding on this, when I sell it, I have a roundabout of what I got into it as far as materials and whatnot goes. And I can get my bidding someplace, started around that number. So I got $205.80 put into this thing as far as stuff that I purchased. Now, some of the things I already had, and I really didn't fix them into the price. I'll probably kind of like just give it a ballpark as far as that goes. Like the nut, I already have a bunch of blanks for the nut goes, the controls, the three-way switch. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff that's in this that I already have. So I didn't put a price on it. Now this started off as a block of wood. It didn't have this fancy veneer on the headstock or on the body. The neck is a bought neck. So this was something, and I modified the piss out of it to get it to look like this. Now I'm going to start off with the headstock and work my way, just jumping around. This is in really no order. So for the string trees, they're Geiger barrel string trees, all right? They call them roller string trees, but they're not really roller. They're a barrel with a notch on them. And that notch is where the string fits. And I got a set of two for $9.99. Not too bad. I mean, I've seen them go up to $15. And since they are rounded and notched, they kind of act like if they were a roller, but they're just not free as far as rolling with the string when you do change tuning and stuff like that. But they do slide without binding and not having any issues with them. The neck is a 21 fret, 25.5 inch scale length, and that was $59 for the neck itself. Now, for purchasing the neck, I am real picky. I kind of have a guy that I purchase my necks from, and the quality of them have been pretty damn good. This is a maple neck with a skunk stripe on the back of it, and on the top of the headstock is access to the truss rod. I did change the shape of the headstock a little bit, like this rounded top part over here. It's actually smaller than what the original was. This is supposed to be like a replacement neck for Fender Telecasters or whatnot, but I ended up modifying the headstock just a little bit, just to kind of make it a little bit different. If you like really don't know the style of the headstock, you really wouldn't see the difference in it. But if you would put the two together, as far as an original or an aftermarket, to this one here, this part here is smaller. Now, what I also did with this is I plucked all the frets, removed all the binding, and popped out all the inlays. Now, the inlay work that's done on this is all a epoxy resin. All right, it's not plastic, it's not shell. I mean, it's none of the above. It's epoxy resins that I mixed together with some pigments and kind of gave it a little bit of a swirling effect to go with the colors that are on the binding more than what's on the body, but yet still kind of blend in with everything else. Now, the binding itself that's on here, let's see here, where's the binding on this thing? Oh, the binding is a Dope Pro. It was $7.99 for the binding, and I think that comes in, let's see, they give you enough to go around a acoustic guitar, so I can't tell you exactly how much, and I didn't use a lot on this. Besides, most of it's on the neck and some of it is around the body, but most is around the neck. Now, let's see, the tuners, I don't think I mentioned them. They're $29.43 for a set of 6. Now, these are the Wilkinsons, the WJ-N07 Easy Lock. Okay, it's EZ-LOK. They suck. As far as keeping in tune goes, they actually work very well. They're not easy as far as putting them on. They have a straddle hole on the posts where the string wraps around. You have 2 sets of holes, one at the top and one at the bottom. And the way they want you to do this is they want you to lace the string at the top, wrap the loose piece around one time, and then go into the hole and the bottom hole and pull it, and then tighten up your string around it using your tuning key, and that puts pressure on the wrap and keeps that wrap and that extra wire hanging off in that hole, so the string is kind of locked into place. But it's not easy. I mean, especially with the low E strings and going down, these 3 here, well, you have a low E string and it's a .46. Well, that's a bitch to try to pull in here and get the slack out of that little loop and then start winding it up. But they do lock the string in place and they do not unwind or come loose. The tuners themselves work pretty damn nice. I've been installing a few Wilkinson's tuners, actual locking tuners. I even have a set here and a couple sets underneath the bench over here of parts that are Wilkinson parts, and I never really had a problem with them. All right, the bridge. Now, this is a short bridge, as you can kind of see, and the bridge on this thing was $26.86, and it's a Wilkinson's WTBS short tele bridge, American vintage style. So you could put this on an American vintage. It's got the same string spacing, which I believe it's 52 millimeters from E to E, which works out perfect on a Telecaster for this style. All right, so the jack, all right, it's electro socket output jack. It is a flush mount output jack, just so this does not stick out or have any screws. There's no plate on it, it's just a ring with the output jack in it. And that was $12.05 just for that. It comes with the 2 screws, it comes with the plate, which is not really a plate, it's just a ring that fits in a hole, and it came with the jack as well. And it's pretty nice. It's really tight as far as plugging in and unplugging goes, so you don't have to worry about the wire just like falling out or popping out under, you step on the wire. I'm sure that the wire will come out, but it takes a lot to push it in. It takes a lot to pull that wire out, so it works out pretty good. The pickups were $37.99 for the set. So there's a set of 3. These are the Wilkinson's Hot Rails Mini Humbuckers M Series. All right, so there is an extra humbucker, which it would be considered the middle, even though they have them labeled as far as neck, and bridge. The 2 here are basically the same pickup. This is hotter, this is a little bit warmer. Now, these are also mini humbuckers with 4 wires. So 4 wires meaning, well, guess what? I can do a push and pull to split those 2 coils and end up making them into single coils for a bridge and single coils for the neck. Now, the strap blocks, I had those, so I didn't include them into the price. The back plate here, I ordered a shitload of them, so I didn't include those into the price either. I've got a bunch of these push and pull switches, or actually volume and tone. This has got a orange drop inside here. This is a 22, I believe, that's inside here. It's a 22 farad, and it's an Epiphone 3-way switch that you would see on a Les Paul guitar or something similar. The reason why I went that route, well, 3-way switch is going to be a 3-way switch, right? So I kind of figured that I would put that switch inside of here rather than a blade switch, and well, I got the room for it, so why not? All the wires have been heat shrunk, so there's no exposed or anything that's going to be touching each other. And I did what I normally do, is the clear plastic over the control cavity. The string ferrules I already had. The only thing I screwed up with this thing is I got 1 string ferrule that was out of line with the 3. I went too fast with the drill press or mill, whatever you want to call it. I used it as a drill press, and it went in straight on one side, but when it came out the back, it kind of went off to an angle. So as you're putting pressure down on that chuck, this puppy decided to go where it wanted to go, not where I wanted it to go. The binding on this thing here, so I went around the edge here all the way up to the neck with the binding. Same thing with the binding over here, all the way up to the neck, all the way around. Kind of stopped it right around over here, but the neck has got it on both sides. I didn't put any fret markers on the side of the neck other than just 2 dots located where the 12th fret is. That's all I did. Oh, what else? With this guitar, when I put it up on eBay, will be the Allen key for the bridge and the truss rod. That's it. The knobs I had. Now this tip that is on the 3-way switch is from a blade switch, side to side, 5-way, 3-way, whichever. What I ended up doing is I got a bunch of these that are crisscross like this on the inside of them, and you can either set them up for 2 different styles. So I don't know if any of you guys ever noticed that if you ever bought an extra switch or something for a Strat style guitar, that sometimes the little tip don't fit. Well, this one's universal, so it will fit on multiple different types of blade switches without having any problems. Well, this, because it's being crisscross and the center is a little bit wider, so all I did is take a drill bit, drill it out just a little bit bigger, and threaded it on to the post over here. So now it has something different than what would normally be seen. And again, you know, this would be your neck, this would be your bridge, and now they're split, now they're normal. So that's it. There's not much to say about this thing. I'm going to let the strings do some stretching. I stretched them already, but I want to see where everything's going to fall into place, because it's basically just a fresh setup and everything is all done. I think I mentioned everything. Not sure. The frets are new. Those I ended up putting on. They're stainless steel fret wire by CB Giddy, and they were $22.49 for 6 feet of fret wire, stainless steel. I don't like using anything else other than stainless steel. And it's got a 9.5 inch radius on the neck, which is standard Telecaster. So let's see, is there anything else? No, I guess there's nothing really more to explain other than to let this thing kind of go with the flow, as far as letting it sit for a few days and plugging it in and kind of showing you what it sounds like. When I went to test it out and stuff, I'm actually surprised at what this thing sounds like. And when you do string bends on this thing, yeah, she sounds like a Telecaster, even though it's set up with mini humbuckers. Let's see, I'm trying to think of, is there anything more on here? No, I guess that's it. Everything has been talked about. I hope this wasn't too long. So you guys take it easy, have a good one, and have a great week. Today is Sunday, and, well, weekend's over. Yay. Bye.